Well, what's going on, folks? How are you this fine Tuesday evening? I'm Manny Vitale, host of My Fight or War, and co-host of My Brother's Keeper, a Bikers podcast with Thomas Vestergaard. And had no idea, no plans on going on tonight at all. And but I wanted to jump on here to talk to you about a show that we're going to do this Friday, August the 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. ish Eastern Time, this coming Friday. And I put up, I put a promo out there, I put a post out there um, for everybody to see. And it's of me and Susie the Wonder Dog and little Groot, my, my little buddy. You know what? What does he do? Really nothing, right? Just sits there, just cute little shit, right? But what does he do? Just seeing this makes you smile. Maybe laugh, giggle a little bit. Seeing Susie sitting there with Groot, what does it do? Kind of make you just smile. I mean, nothing, not laugh like a little idiot or anything like that, but just like a little feel good. Hey, cute picture, right? Sure as hell isn't looking at me. And, I was thinking about some things when I got home. I was watching, um, I always watch just a little bit of the news. Very, very, very little. I used to watch it all the time in the past before COVID and all that stuff, just to keep up on world events, things going on locally here. But it just got to be the point where all this social media is just gloom and doom. You know, who's talking shit against who, how terrible this person is, and like me better because I'm better than this person, just because more people hate that person than they hate me, not because I'm a better person. All this shit, right? And so I don't like to watch news that much. And I was watching a little bit when I got home, and there was a story of I don't even remember if it was local, but it was two helicopter pilots, police um, pilots in the chopper, and there was a call through dispatch of a person drowning, a drowning victim, and the call went out, and it just so happened that these guys were over the area and actually saw where the person was and were a lot closer than anyone else was to respond. And they were like, "We got to do something." They found a spot, and they found. I mean, the way that things took place was meant to be. They were able to find a clearing in that area, which was insane. Landed the chopper. One of the pilots got out, ran over there, performed CPR, and saved the dude's life. Just a feel good story. And it was after that, all of a sudden, there's like two or three more stories of just violence, of people, shooting each other, drugs, everything else. The election with this person talking shit about that person, and it went from this great feel good story of these people saving a total strangers, helping a total stranger and saving their life, to back to the bullshit. And I was just sitting there thinking, you know what? I'm tired of just seeing this crap all the time. I lived it, in my all of our lives dealing with addiction and stuff like that. We lived a lot of the shit that we see on the news. Um, as a police officer working and also working EMS, I saw a lot of the stuff firsthand, and both sides. Working as a first responder, the good and the bad. And you know what? I was like, enough's enough, man. We all have social media. Any one of us can pick up this freaking ass phone, and instead of playing video games, instead of playing slot machines, instead of gambling, Instead of being on there on social media talking behind people's backs, we could pick this up, put it on a tripod, and do something positive. Whether that's whatever it is. I mean, it's your phone. Do what you want with it. I'll never tell anyone what to do with their podcast, just like I'm not going to let anyone tell me how to run mine. This is a family. This is my fight, our war. We know what we do. And so I was just sitting there and I was like, you know what? I could sit here and bitch about it, or I could do something about it. And you know what? Let's do something about it. So I was sitting there thinking how cool it was to see that story of people helping people, total strangers helping total strangers. And I'm like, well, shit. I know I'm not the only one watching social media. I know I'm not the only one grabbing a phone and seeing these stories. So instead of picking this up this week and seeing who's got the most views on TikTok and what do I got to do? What type of challenge do I got to do? How do I have to make an ass out of myself, or how do I have to make an ass out of someone else to make myself look better? Why don't we do something in a positive way in your area, wherever you're at? How about from today on, all the way up until Friday? Just check through your local areas, like wherever you're from. I see Trisha on there, Tyler on here, Christy, um, my brother Skylar, and you know what? This is our time to either do something. We're always coming on here talking. I'm talking about people who do podcasts about making a difference and doing this and doing that and how much we love people and everything. Well, let's prove it. Put your money where your mouth is, man. Instead of worrying about just ourselves and worrying about just you know my podcast and numbers and viewers and all that, let's do something for everybody. So what I'm going to do is just what it says in the post. Is this Friday is Feel Good Friday at 8 p.m. um, I'm going to be looking through all of the local areas. For me, like I said, I'm in Detroit, Michigan, but all throughout the state of Michigan. Try to find some local stories, local feel good stories of people helping people, no matter what it is. And if you guys can do the same, Tyler, I see you and everybody else. You know what? If it's up to you if you want to take part in this or not. If you don't, please join me Friday. Join me and Susie the Wonder Dog and Groot and OG, because we're going to try to come up with as much as we can of just, you know, there is hope out here. You know, there's good people left in this world, and it's not all me, I, and all this stuff. And here I'm sitting in a freaking studio. You talk about being blessed. I in my own home. I can get up anytime, walk in here and do this. But yet there's times where you come on sometimes and little rant and raving and everything, and that happens. I mean, that's what it's life. But I've got the power to turn this sucker on and tell my story, tell our story, have you guys come on, tell your story. But I also have the power to do a show in any manner, that I'd like to throw out there, and really hope that you guys would like to take part of it. And like I said, I just, for me, and this is just me and me alone, man, I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing, just the negativity, the violence, the anger that is just non-stop in media, on the internet, on the news. And I get it. I know. Trust me, I'm not a fucking idiot. It's life and it's all out there and it's happening around us, and you can't bury your head in the sand. But don't bury your head in the sand to all the good things that are out there. Don't bury your head in the sand for, yeah, you know what? Two people just got shot by, two gangbangers for no freaking reason. But let's follow up with that story. Three other strangers came and rendered aid to someone they didn't even know and save their lives. You know what? Let's do that instead of sensationalizing all this stuff, like on the news media, man. Let's hear, how many times you do the local news and what do they say? You heard it here first. They get half the story freaking wrong, but you heard it there first. They're the first to report from this shooting. They get pretty much all of the facts wrong, but they just want to be first to get the story out. Do what you want to do. You know what? Do what you want to do. Because, like I said, we've all got the power by having this little phone to do what we want. We have the power to make a choice. And, you know, in my past, I've made pretty much every wrong decision that there could be made. And you know what? It shaped me to the person I am now. So when I look back at that, I don't sit here and dwell on it, but I sit there and it helps me appreciate what I have right now. And the last thing I ever want to do is just get, to a point where, I forget where I was and where I am. So let's, this Friday, like I said, I threw the post out there. It'd be great to have you guys take part. Um, it's Feel Good Friday, man. Let's start the weekend on a positive note. Let's start the weekend with everyone jumping on and just telling their stories, whether it's something local in your neighborhood. Maybe you've got a local rec department who what they started up this new baseball league for the little leaguers, and the coach is some guy who just came in out of nowhere and donated whatever time, money, equipment, whatever it is. There's so much positivity out there that's getting buried because people get more caught up in the sensationalism of the turmoil and the tragedy because it's that shock value. Oh, it's more shocking, man. People are going to want to see blood and guts more than a hug and a happy face. And unfortunately, that's freaking true. Let's change it. We got the power right here to do it. So let's do it. Um, so like I said, that's what I'm going to do this Friday. And I got my little group here. Susie actually was up here, but she went and jumped on her own chair. So she's turning into a little diva on me. And but she's going to be here Friday along with OG. And like I said, just think about it. You guys, I know you're busy and I know you got a lot going on, but just a few minutes of your time while you're scanning through your local news, while you're scanning through your local events in your area, just punch up something as far as that'll be an uplifting story for your community. Show off where you live. Show off the people that are around who are no longer just standing by and watching their communities turn to shit. You know, point them out. Let's hear about them instead of the gangbangers. Let's hear about them instead of the drug dealers. Let's hear about them instead of the violence. Let's hear about all of us as a family who are coming together, who are going to kick the shit out of addiction. Let's hear about all of us who are going to come together and tell amazing stories of just how freaking amazing humanity really can be. So that's about it, folks. My rant is officially over. Maybe I haven't signed off yet, so I still feel a little bit of fire burning here. But seriously though, I don't know what's going to happen as far as this Friday. I hope we get a good turnout. I really do. Whether it's Jim, I see you, and Skylar, and let's see who else we got in here. Like I said, Trisha, Jeanette, Christy. So Christy, Jeanette, and everyone from my Athens, Alabama, and my Alabama family, spread the word. You know what? Spread the word, man. let's find some of this positivity that we know's out there, man. We're proof. We're living proof of you know the good things that happen in life. Let's not push it under the rug. All right. So let's do this. And I am looking forward to this Friday. Uh, let's have some fun. Let's enjoy each other's company. Let's enjoy each other's stories. Let's just enjoy being alive and being blessed that, you know what, today I opened my eyes again. Today I'm sitting here right now with all of you. Today I got Susie the Wonder Dog sitting here giving me a dirty look. Today's a pretty damn good day. Today I've been pretty blessed. So, all right, now the rant's over because I got to get out there and I got to try to root my guys on here. They're losing. So I hope you guys have a great night, and I love you guys. And hopefully we're gonna really tear this up on Friday. And who knows, we get something. It just takes one person to say enough, and look what happens. We turn into a family. One person to say enough, and it turns into a community, and it just keeps growing. And that's what we're gonna do. So I love you. Have a great night, and be looking for you this Friday. Me, Susie the Wonder Dog, Groot, OG, and all of you guys. And I'll be popping on throughout the week too, because we've got a couple other things going on. We're going to be promoting as far as the Brian Cody Brothers and Sisters Foundation that's going on in Connecticut, August the 30th. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So, okay, folks, have a great night, and we will see you soon and talk to you even sooner. Love you guys. Keep fighting a good fight.